Now this question is, it is possible to trace a thought to its origin or the original disembodiment that caused it? Disembodiment is caused by judgment. Therefore, it is possible to know what is your original first judgment you did about yourself. We actually have a process to figure that out. What was the first time that I judged myself? And we go through our original moment that caused that split, that division, the duality, the dual aspect of oneself. And once you locate that, is to be still in front of the pain. Because in the moment you judge, you lose connection. You lost connection with the divine. You declared that you were not pure. You declared that you were not right. You declared that there was something wrong with you. And then a sequence of judgments or a sequence of efforts start to happen from one life to another life to trying to reclaim back that. But the effort makes things worse. So the more we try, the more farther we go. That's why the only way to come back is by effortlessness. So if you thought is an effort of some sort, then it's not worth it to contemplate on it. If you thought arise in a form of some kind of inspiration, revelation, wisdom, then we just sit on it for a moment. But the most powerful thought you have is the one that is already manifested. Is the one that is already incarnated. It means your life. Your life is a series of thoughts that you have thought before, conscious or subconsciously. So the best way to know your thoughts is to check what's going on in your life. How people talk to you. What they think about you. Or what you think they think about you. How they treat you. What opportunities are you bringing? So your life is not different than your thoughts. Your life is thoughts manifested. Thoughts in shape, thoughts in form. So you can easily know what is the one that are being distorted. That's how generous life is. it shows you every instant what is it that you're being distorted. What is the thought that make you departure? So you don't need to dig very far. They're right in front of your nose. Or just conversations with your teacher also stimulate that. So, okay, let's figure it out. What is the first thought? First judgment. And once you have it, then it comes a process of healing where you have to go through all the lives that you have kind of been in the nest and trying to make things better, but you are all tied up like all these wells in the ocean with the fish trades. So we have to slowly get all the fish lines, you say that? Huh? Fish nets. All the fish nets have to go one by one. Because once we start trying to get better, we make things worse, and it starts a domino change of desperation, pain, and that your body start believing that that's what it is. So that's why these practices of purification take all those slowly out of you. And how do you know when they're finished? When your life don't manifest the same things. Something shift naturally. Then you are not anymore the way you were perceiving. You are not anymore. Your life is not anymore receiving the same thing. So if you encounter in your life the same thing, is a thought that have not been resolved. It's trying to get into your body. Please embody me. Please figure me out. Please recognize me. Please acknowledge me. And it's a conscious shift. It's a conscious choice. Say, no, I'm not going to judge myself anymore, period. That's it, it's the end. It's the end. Then you step forward. Say who I am without that. And that's the big void. And the big glory that you take. Then your crown. Somebody on the crown. The crown. Then your crown. You reclaim back your purity, your integrity, your wisdom. Doesn't matter what I have been lived, doesn't matter what my choices were, doesn't matter what, I always did the best. And I didn't know better. So in that sense, you acknowledge you one of the multi aspects of yourself. Then that self can go inside your body, and that's called embodiment. It's paradoxical, the more you're full of yourself, the less you are yourself. That's why the teachings, all the spiritual teachings, have to be paradoxic. If they're not paradoxic, they are not true. Because they have to combine, they have to speak about finite existence and infinite existence, and there are two different laws altogether. And that's the bigger challenge of the spiritual teacher, is how I am going to communicate from this place to that other place. There is a big gap. So as a teacher, that's the effort, and as a seeker, that's your effort as well. Trying to listen without the pre-concept. And for us, it's just to speak with different meanings, different expressions, so you can listen from different points of view. How do you know you're listening well? When you don't totally get it. When you totally get it, that means you're accommodating. So bear a little bit the confusion. Bear a little bit the oddness of it. If you go, oh yeah, I got it, then you are inflexible. There is nothing else that can go in. But if it's that little space of emptiness or questioning or curiosity, then it's more a space to be filled up with truth. When we're too rigid or think that we know, then we're not able to follow the origin. We're hard. Perceive instead of think is the best way to get the knowledge. Now you're making a big leap in your questioning, which is from thought to body. You're trying to make contact with the body. How I got disembodied? Is it through the thought? What thought I was? This is start to happening, some union between your head and your body. And that's the most important part. It's not like your head goes one part and your body goes another way. You know, that's start being the presence of the body. The head is start perceiving, getting wisdom, and the body is receiving it. That's embodiment. So it's a good track on that. Not only a head question. The more interest you are in your body, the more presence and heart you can open. This makes sense? Now, who trace the thought? You say it is possible to trace the thought. Who's gonna trace the thought? You have to choose who is gonna trace the thought, because you will require a great amount of concentration on this. Even for 3 minutes, can you trace a thought? No. So it's not the thought you need to trace. It's the feeling of pain, of separation that arises, caused by a thought of judgment. But it's more accurate to follow the feeling, the pain of separation, the unbearable loss of oneself. When you meet that primal pain, then you know you're close. It's devastating to realize that moment. How I could have lost you. How I can have lost you. I'm missing you. You break in tears. Then a very rejoiceful celebration happens. And it's just an instant. It's a good sobbing pain, that's it. But nobody can really trace the thoughts. It's futile. Once you are tracing, the mind gets you another one, get you another one, like fireworks. You can witness the fireworks, but don't be a tracer of water.